What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. I know Mondays aren't the happiest day of the week. All y'all are at work trying to sneak watching this, or you're, sneaking in your mom's basement trying to watch more wrestling. But, either way, welcome to After the Bell. I am proudly, first of all, I know this isn't the indie show. This is not Renegade or Wrestling, but I am proudly wearing, see if I can do this here, proudly wearing the Pro Wrestling Massive shirt, the State of California shape, the prominent, powerful, dominant California bear. It's better than that Russian bear, whatever. Anyway, just awesome shirt. Go buy this shirt, $15, Pro Wrestling Massive. Look it up on Facebook. Anyway, where was I? I need to go back. Thank you. This is from Facebook. This is mailbag time. Zach Lonnie, Lanni. Sorry, Zach, my bad. Hey, Jeff, do you think the WWE will ever induct the Great Muta into the WWE Hall of Fame? I get asked a lot about the Japanese guys a lot. To be fair, I don't follow much Japanese wrestling, but I would say he'd be one of the top candidates if they did induct a Japanese wrestler. Muta, Mitsuharu Misawa. I even say Fujinami. Fujinami was a very prominent figure in American wrestling as well. He won the NWA Championship from Ric Flair. Those of you American fans that don't know about that, Rumble in the Rising Sun, look it up on YouTube, learn it, know it. There will be a quiz on it next week. There were 2 matches in '91 with those guys, him and Flair. Look it up. Tatsumi Fujinami wins the NWA Championship in Japan. Oh, wait. Okay, good, we're good. Okay. Glad y'all watched that. Very good. This is from Matthew Barnes. Jeff, I got a question. Why does WWE limit some wrestlers' moveset like CM Punk and Bryan Danielson? I'm not sure about Bryan, to be perfectly honest with you. Because the worst Bryan ever did was calf mutilation. That was just like a stretch hold. The repeated elbows to the head and to the chest, that was, Sheamus does that now on the chest, on the apron, just Bryan's is more intense. I'd love him busted out at Wrestlemania against Sheamus. That'd be epic. See that white chest just bleed? I'm sorry, I want Bryan to win. I know Sheamus is likely going to win, but I really would prefer Bryan to be the champion as long as he can. God damn it. I hate this thing. Sorry, guys. This is from Jason Simone. I'm assuming it's Simone. You haven't corrected me yet, but it's S-E-A like the C, and then M-O-N-E, like Simone, Simon? I don't know, whatever. Sorry, Jason. Let's say Cena did lose to The Rock. What would the next night be on Raw be for John Cena? Do you think he would turn? What do you think? How do you think it would go? And I cleaned that up. That was some serious grammar stuff. I want John to turn. You want John to turn. We all want John to turn. But I'll believe it when I see it. Honestly. But John's not going to turn unless the higher-ups are ready for it. I know John's ready. I can see it. I can see it in his face that he wants to be booed. He doesn't care anymore. But WWE doesn't want it. He's their cash cow. Alright, this is from the YouTube page. These will be good. This is from T-Bane81. Hey, Jeff. Kevin Sullivan on a recent WCW shoot interview, and a recent interview also, said that Mongo McMichael beat Goldberg on Monday Nitro, and it was Sullivan's job to make sure everyone forgot. I have found no Nitro where this happened. Do you know anything about this? I don't. I actually looked this question up before I took to the air here, if you want to call it the air, not live or anything, but, if anybody wants to find that, YouTube, Dailymotion, some sort of video site, it'll be on Nitro between September 22nd and Starrcade 97, because that's when they feuded. Mongo McMichael, Steve McMichael, beating Bill Goldberg. Because I don't remember it happening. I thought Goldberg was undefeated until Starrcade 98. So, turn too fast again. So, look it up and let me know. Resident Evil Kid 18. Jeff, I'm going to WrestleMania in less than 6... He said 2 weeks at the time. But less than 6 days. Suck. And I have no idea what to wear. I have an Orton Apex Predator shirt, the CM Punk White Best in the World shirt, the Y2J Save Us Upon Us shirt, and the Y2J Jerichoholic shirt. Or do I just buy a Bryan Danielson shirt when I get there? Bryan Danielson. Because sooner or later, everybody taps. Even Daniel Bryan. That horrible name. Buy the Bryan shirt. Give him some money. Bad Axe Entertainment. Hey Jeff, big fan. Been watching you for a few years since the old days. And you and JJ rock. Question is, what do you think of DDP coming back for a short run? He says he has a few good matches left in him. I would love to see him come back for a few months if he is booked properly. Thoughts? No. Let's be honest. DDP, you know, he's a good yoga instructor from what I've understood. He does a lot of good stuff with that. He was a good motivational speaker after his career was over. I don't think he has a good run left in him. DDP is awesome. I like Dallas. I met him at the same time JJ met him at UPW a few years back. We also met him at Frankenstein's a few months ago, and he was awesome there too. Cut a great promo for us. Look that up on the channel. The only guy that day that cut a promo for us, because he didn't have to care. Love Dallas for that. But as far as coming back, don't see it in the cards. I really don't. Oh, there we go. I apologize for that, guys. Sorry about that. All right, this is a good one. I like this one. I saw this one earlier today. Where my hose, HOSC, like, you know, where my garden hose. Do you see any of these wrestlers going anywhere in WWE? I'm gonna try to make this as quick as I can. The only one you mentioned that is not really going to go anywhere anymore is Mason Ryan, because Mason Ryan had his shot, and I think his time has come and gone. Karma will succeed when she comes back. Michael McGillicuddy will succeed when he's Joe Henning. Tyson Kidd and Natalya have a chance if they put them back with the Hart Dynasty, David Hart Smith. They bring him back. The Usos back in the tag team division full time. Tyler Rex and Kurt Hawkins, put them on the main roster as a tag team, not on freaking NXT or whatever the hell they're working on now. And Tamina back with the Usos and make her a more prominent figure in the women's division, not just challenging for Beth. Make her work the other women's wrestlers like Natalya, like everybody else, and not Natalya farting. God darn it. Lawson Ricky 12. Do you think Rick Rude and Brian Pillman deserve a spot in the WWE Hall of Fame? Rude, yes, because he was one of the top heels of his time, both in the WWF and in WCW when he was there. Brian Pillman, if he'd have lived longer, maybe. But I don't think he was around enough and contributed enough to both companies to deserve a spot. And that's going to piss off the Pillman fans, and I'm sorry. But that's Brian. Brian was great, but he wasn't Hall of Fame great. Let's see. I must have missed this one earlier. I didn't see this when I first read this today. Hey Jeff, I like the show. My question is, if you had the ability to time travel, what wrestling event would you change or stop besides the deaths of Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, and Owen Hart? Also, Casa Guillotine for Broski of the Week, and Dylan for Little Broski of the Week. It's cute. Thank you. Somebody said Dylan for mascot of the Casa Guillotine Studios. He already is our mascot, man. We love this kid. What event would I stop in wrestling besides the deaths? This is going to freak out a lot of people, because what if I actually could do this? What would the business be like if I could stop Montreal from happening? Imagine how many consequences that one event not happening would change the business. Think about that for a minute. But I would do it. Because there were so many hurt feelings, so many broken fences and burned bridges. Think about how that would change the business for the positive. But then again, there'd be no Mr. McMahon. So, damn it, now I'm stuck. These are from the Facebook fan page. Thank you all again. Those of you on the fan page, I'm sorry I don't pay enough attention to this. I got to give JJ massive props for doing plugs on that page and doing all he does as the executive producer of this channel. Because he's the man. And I will get more on that page in the coming days and weeks, and I'll be a better boy, I promise. I will. This is from David Shipman. Jeff, been a long time of the fan since the days of the other shows you did. With the inclusion of the Four Horsemen in this year's Hall of Fame, and eventually the NWO and DX, do you think that at some point we could see other groups inducted, like the Dangerous Alliance, the Freebirds, Devastation Incorporated, or the Rat Pack? The only group I could see that you mentioned, besides the first three, would be the Freebirds. And the Freebirds deserve it because they wrote their own music. They were the first real group in wrestling to have their own entrance music, besides Gorgeous George. He didn't use his own music. He used Pomp and Circumstance. He didn't use his own thing. The Freebirds wrote their own stuff. And I think that was awesome that they did that. So props to the Freebirds. They deserve a Hall of Fame spot for sure. Hey Jeff, longtime fan of all shows. If you own WWE, who would you get rid of and who would you bring in? This is from Andrew Duggan. Next Monday, Andrew, I'm gonna give a plug right now. I read your question and I thought about it, and you know what? I want to give this topic the time and attention it deserves. So Monday, April 2nd, the day after WrestleMania next week, we will address your question on this show. And I will take the time and effort to go through the roster and make it happen. Alright? There you go. Ian Dune, whatever. Sorry, Ian. Been a fan since the old days. Could you see the likes of Ivory, Trish, Lita, Molly in the WWE Hall of Fame one day? Trish and Lita, yes, because they helped take the women's division up on their backs and ran with it and carried all the other girls to the promised land. Molly and Ivory, no, they made an impact, but nowhere near as much an impact as Trish and Lita did, or Moolah, or Mae Young, or Sunny, or the other girls. Sable, you can argue back and forth. I don't personally think she will, because Vince doesn't like her, from what I remember, and she doesn't care anymore. Doesn't have to. Got Brock Lesnar UFC money. Got her own money from what she made in WWE. She doesn't have to give a crap anymore. David Anthony Hunter. I have two questions. You and JD are awesome, by the way. When Undertaker gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, who do you think should induct him? If it's not Paul Bearer or Kane, it should be Vince McMahon. Vince inducted Austin. He's got to induct Undertaker too. That's just only due process there. And what do you think was the best WWF and TNA pay-per-views? Okay, WWF, we're talking pre-2002. I'm going to go with WrestleMania 17. That card, A to Z, worked. Everything on that card clicked. Everything on that card was solid and smooth. And every match had a story. Every match told a great story. And it was just phenomenal from beginning to end. Even the heel turn with Austin didn't work. I still liked it. I was flabbergasted when I watched it at my parents' house. I could not believe that Austin did win with Vince, and it made for a great summer of 2001, in my opinion. People didn't like the Evasion angle. Tough shit. I liked it. Whatever. And TNA, I'm gonna get the double guns from JJ and Jade, I'm sure. But I was at Turning Point 2004 when AMW and Triple X did their 6 sides. Actually, it was still 4 sides. Did their infamous cage match and everything. And it was amazing. And seeing Randy Savage work, even though he briefly worked that match, I still saw Randy live. I think it's the first time I ever saw Randy live in a match. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it was. So there you go. Scott Denman. Scott Denman, before I get to his questions, gets a special honor if I can find it. There it is. Oh. Ow. Scott Denman gets the cripple this week. Broski of the Week hat. Because you got awesome questions this week. I'm going to try to get to them here. Alright. Jeff, seeing as I'm from Australia, do you think there will ever be a legit Aussie wrestler in WWE that won't have a SHIT, sorry the kids here, Steve Irwin-like gimmick who could become WWE champion? Nathan Jones was the greatest chance that Australia had. And he got too much in his own head and flipped out and left. I think since then there hasn't been a real standout Aussie. If they do have one come along, hopefully he'll be as big and bad as Nathan looked, because they could use one from Australia. Australia is a great country, a great continent. A lot of great people down there, a lot of awesome atmosphere down there. It'd be cool to see WWE shows down there with an Australian WWE champion. That'd be kind of fun. But hopefully they do get another guy. And Scott also asks, Kofi and R-Truth are in the GM versus GM match at Mania. However, they beat the tag champs, Primo and Epico, on Raw not too long ago, and there's no match for those titles at WrestleMania. That seems like a wasted opportunity to have another good match at WrestleMania and give some other mid-card guys a bump for the GM match. What are your thoughts on this? That is the best thing I've heard from a fan in a long freaking time. I'll tell you that right now, Scott. You are awesome. That's why you get the hat on. There should be a tag team title match at WrestleMania. They're trying to build these tag titles as being important again, and they're not even on the card. I'll bet you they're in the dark match. Bet you $100 they're in the dark match this year, and they shouldn't be. They should be on the card. They're the unified tag team champions, both shows. But they have Truth and Kofi in the GM match to get more superstar status in that GM match. You're absolutely right. They should have more the mid-card guys trying to battle for their favorite GM. And Kofi and R-Truth should be challenging Primo and Epico. Or, you know, have a Fatal 4-Way, have the Usos in that match. Have, you know, Hawkins and Rex in that match. You know, somebody, seriously. There's so many good tag teams that could have a great tag team title match, like WrestleMania 20 had 2 tag team title matches. They were cluster effing Fatal 4-Ways, but they were still pretty awesome matches. Yeah. So, Scott, thank you for your questions. Broski of the Week. We gotta come up with their name, actually. We gotta come up with their name. We'll think of something for next week, because I'm sure we'll have Broski of the Week next week. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to stay tuned to this channel tomorrow. The Renegade of Wrestling is on. And I'm going to be, you know, I may even stop by Renegade of Wrestling tomorrow because he's going to talk about Massive and talk about the upcoming Battleground show on Saturday. We're going to talk about indie wrestling because hashtag we support indie wrestling on this channel. Hashtag, damn it. Wednesday RSI is going to be topical, which means Jade will have her notes, and I'll be on that show with her. Thursday is Prediction Day for Dads on Wrestling. We're going to talk about WrestleMania. Friday will be Stat Boy Rants, WrestleMania predictions. And Saturday, the infamous Double the Insanity returns with Jade and Aaron. They'll give their WrestleMania picks. And then Sunday, we're taking the damn day off because we're tired and we're going to watch WrestleMania in peace. Let us be. It hurts to laugh. That's not cool. And there will be a Battleground Saturday night, obviously. So stay tuned to this channel for all the comings and goings. And I'll see you guys next week right here on After the Bell.